Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Player Pro, and welcome back to another episode of the Player Pro Show. Okay, now let's get into today's topic. We do have an interesting one for you today. All right, did feminism destroy the black community? Well, I have a video I want to play for y'all, and then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss.
Feminism did not destroy the black family. Your grandfather putting your grandmother's head between the washer and dryer and her getting the rights to leave him and still be able to eat is what destroyed the black family. We love in the black community to idolize struggle love, but we never talk about how we love to idolize survival marriages. Also, we've got to stop talking about the black family while simultaneously creating single-parent households. You cannot say that you want to protect the black family and feminism is destroying the black family when you have no sexual discipline and you continuously create single-family households that have been statistically proven to harm children.
Okay, well, we heard what she had to say, and I believe that's all cap. But if not being accountable was a person, this would 100% be her. So before we get into my commentary, let's hear what the people got to say. Okay, now the first commenter says, the black community needs more women who realize this and who will act on it. Thank you for speaking on all these topics. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now with every comment, y'all have the ability to shoot it down if y'all believe that it's not factual. Or you can give it the thumbs up if you believe this statement to be true. Alright, and with this statement, what do y'all think? Boy, y'all wasted no time shooting that down. But okay, let's move on to the next comment. Okay, the next commenter says, she's on it. Coming from a white household in which there was tons of abuse, I think what she says makes sense with the 100 emoji. Now, I'd very rather speak on other communities because I'm more familiar with my own. Now, one thing I'm going to say is I'm not going to ever say that these actions did not happen. These type of things 100% happen. But it didn't happen in the way that y'all think it really happened. And I'm going to speak on that a little later in the conversation. But for now, what do y'all think? Are we gonna shoot it down or we're gonna give it the thumbs up? Alright, well, I'm gonna give it the thumbs up because I don't want anyone to think that I'm inconsiderate of the things that happened back then. But okay, let's move on to the next comment. Alright, the next commenter says, she's saying keep your legs shut. Stop having children with men that won't stay or marry you, especially the ones that refuse to marry you. Now this will 100% get thumbs up from me because women got to start taking accountability because they are in 100% control of the type of men that they associate themselves with, especially the type of men that they decide to have children by. Alright, now let's move on to the next comment. Alright, the next commenter says, facts. Stop dealing with these struggle bandits, AKAs the Pookies and the Ray Rays. No sexual discipline, which is also a fact. Now, like I said in the previous statement, y'all do control the type of men that y'all deal with. All men are not like this. Only the ones that you decide to give your time and attention to. All right, now let's go on to the next comment. Okay, the next commenter says, child, they want to be able to inflict pain and abuse in peace. Feminism ruined that for them. Oh, boy, I swear, I don't know what to say. Because this is so far from the truth. But for some reason, they think that all men just want to wake up and slap their women around. And that is nowhere near the case. So this comment is definitely getting shot down. It's not getting shot down once, it's getting shot down twice. Because I hate when people try to spread this narrative and try to make it seem like that this actually is the case, and it's really not. But okay, let's go on to the next comment. Now the next commenter says, everyone wants to talk about how women nowadays aren't anything like Big Mama, but forgets it's Big Mama that told us to do better so we weren't stuck with a man that would mistreat us. Okay, now this comment is definitely getting shot down. For the simple fact that nowadays, Big Mamas are starting to be a lot younger than they used to be. Now women are becoming grandmothers in their 30s. So these are still modern women that are giving y'all this advice. Now, what Big Mama should have told you was to not do better, but to pick better, and not deal with the type of men that will mistreat you. So, like I said, this is definitely getting shot down. Now, let's go on to the next comment. Now, the next commenter says, how about we stop blaming society and take responsibility for our own actions? Humans are totally capable of knowing the difference between right and wrong, which is 100% a fact. But for some reason, we seem to think that women are above accountability. We want to blame everything on the men, like everything's the men's fault, but they don't want to give the women no responsibility. Like they had no fault in the things that happened back in the days. But and again, this one here is definitely gonna get shot down. Okay, let's move on to the next comment. Alright, now the next commenter says, y'all women have to stop with this abusive talk. Women give it as much as men do, which is a fact. Men just don't report it, which is another fact. We men have been literally taught, do not hit a woman back, even if she hits you. This is ingrained in us from an early age. Everyone keep your hands to yourself. Huh. Now that is definitely a fact. Now this video definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Now, let me break this down for the people that don't understand what was really going on back then. Now, we all know that men are bigger, stronger, faster than women. So the way they defend themselves is physically. Now, on the other hand, women are not stronger than men. So the way they defend themselves is verbally. And make no mistake about it, that old saying that said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, which was a complete lie. Ask Johnny Depp. And countless others. Now, with that being said, women defend themselves verbally. So, whenever an argument occurs, women, they know how to hurt you. Over the length of time that they've been with you, they have picked up things they know that would definitely hurt you. Now, let's talk about verbal abuse. Now, that is one of the main reasons a lot of women got abused back then. Now, we're not going to talk about grandparents because that's still in the modern era. We're going to go back, probably great-grandparents, anytime before 1965. Now, women were prone to getting out of line, and they will 100% disrespect you if you allowed them to. And they do test you. Now, you got to nip that in the bud in the beginning. Now, that, like I said, that's one of the main reasons why women got abused back then, because of their mouths. Now, the men back then would get up and go to work. They were working coal mines. They were working fields. They were working plants. And some of them work 14, 15 hours a day. You think that when they go to work that they are just thinking about, oh my God, I can't wait till I get home to pop my woman in the mouth. No, they were not doing that. But no one want to speak about what was really going on. Prime example. Now, if you look at the pimps back in those days, they had women that worked for them. When a woman got out of line, which, like I said, a woman will test you to see what they can get away with. When the women got out of line, that's where the pimp slap came from. And he would do it in front of the other women to let them know, hey, you will not disrespect me. Now, I'm not saying that's right, but I'm just using that as an example. Okay, now, with that being said, I have a little short video I want to play for y'all. Maybe to shed some light on what I'm trying to say here. And we're going to watch it, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Hi guys. Women go on the boundaries you set as a man. So if she realizes that nothing she does provokes a reaction from you, that's what she'll continue doing because she knows she can get away with it. Well, most men think they're doing right by not saying anything or keeping quiet to not cause drama with her is being a good, understanding man. But what you're really doing is making her comfortable with disrespecting you. Once you get her snuggled up to that comfort zone of doing anything to you, saying anything to you, and degrading your manhood, you've got a serious problem on your hands at that point. Women will test you with disrespect just to see where your manhood lies. Because in her mind, if you can't exercise your masculinity with her, you damn sure can't do it with another man. As a man, I know I get it. You don't want to seem controlling. But generally, honestly, a woman can deal with a man she views as a little bit controlling way better than a man she doesn't respect. When a woman disrespects you, it's because during your first encounter with her, you opened up the doors for her to think that she has the upper hand on you and she can do as she pleases. Let me tell you something about women. No matter how innocent they may appear, one of the very first things women do when they meet you is size you up. She's reading you. And if you don't work on your confidence so you set the stage before she even considers trying to disrespect you, then only disrespect will follow. Pay attention to how she acts in certain situations and how her demeanor comes across in your presence. What is her body language like? How are her mannerisms looking? Body language with a woman is extremely important because very rarely will she tell you that she's not interested or unimpressed. Women have a way of testing you to see what they can get away with. Assert yourself as a man who will stand up for yourself and won't tolerate anything less than the utmost respect. For example, you might be able to relate. I was at the store and there was this guy at self-checkout with his phone on speaker, loud. He was telling his girl, like, I'm at the store, I'll be home in a minute. She said loud as hell, why the are you at the store? You're supposed to be home. His only response was, I know, chill, I'm on my way. Beyond embarrassing. What's the problem there? He created an environment where disrespect is allowed and tolerated. A woman will not keep trying you if you assert yourself at the very first sign of disrespect. Cut that off at the onset because the more you let her get away with, the further she will push it next time until eventually disrespecting you has become the new norm and she won't even bat an eye at keeping up that trend. Because if you let her do it, she will keep doing it. So guys, nip this stuff in the bud before it even becomes a major problem for you. So with that being said, until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
All right. Just like I've been saying, it is in a woman's nature to test a man's masculinity. Just like she said in the video, if you can't assert your masculine dominance over her, how are you going to do it against other men when it comes to defense? And they really do feel that way. It is in their nature. Now, this is what the late great Kevin Samuels called the color purple effect, where all the women are delicate snowflowers. They're feminine, they're submissive, they cook, clean, and do whatever's asked of them. And all the men are mister. They're gonna cheat on you. They're gonna treat you like trash, go upside your head. And that movie, if y'all can remember it, if y'all are old enough to remember it, that movie influenced a whole generation of women. It made women believe that if you were submissive and feminine, that was like being a slave, kind of like it was in the movie, where Celie was cooking and cleaning and doing everything she was supposed to do, and Mister was just treating her like crap and beating on her. And that's why women have this negative outlook on men, especially back in those days. Now, I have another video that can explain this a little better than I can, and we're gonna play this video, and then we're gonna come back and wrap it up. All right.
They didn't focus on any positive roles of black men in their movie, to the point where black women to this day still believe in the tropes concerning black men that was presented in that film. Black women, by and large, believe that all black men fall into one of them categories that was represented in that movie. They either all mister that's gonna abuse you. This is where black women get we can't be submissive. That was the seal of it. We can't be submissive because if you're submissive as a woman, you still gonna get done wrong, which was the dynamic between Celie and Mr. Celie was an excellent wife. She did everything her husband wanted her to do. She came in and she put that house together like she was supposed to as a woman. Took on him with kids that wasn't hers. And what did she get? What kind of thanks did she get? Clumped upside the head. He was whooping her, you know what I'm saying, to a fine sauce. Mean to her, disrespectful to her. He never had a kind word for her. He never treated her well. He cheated on her in the house. Openly loved Suge Avery more than he loved Celie. He never expressed no care or concern or love to Celie. No matter what Celie did. No matter how doting or loyal she was to him. He never had a kind word. He never had a kind gesture to her. That's where they get it from. That's where black women in 2023 get that. That to be submissive is to be a doormat. And every time you're submissive to a black man, he's going to be Mr. to you. He gonna treat you that way. He gonna disrespect you. He gonna run over you. He gonna cheat on you anyway. He gonna beat you. Tell me that's not where they get that. It's propaganda. It's definitely propaganda. Thank you, Ty. Ty Boxing said Color Purple is the foundation for modern thinking hyena, where the men were no good and the women were saviors. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Rhythm said that movie was part of the programming. It was a heavy part of the programming. It was heavy programming. It seeped into the subconscious of all the black women after that. From that generation, we was young when that movie came out.
Okay, I just wanted to give y'all an idea of how detrimental that movie was to society. It didn't affect the black men the way it affected the black women. But it's starting to wear off because you're looking at 30 some odd years ago when that movie came out. But that programming is starting to wear out. So now they're coming out with a new version for the younger generation to reprogram the newer generation going forward. The black community is already on life support. The last thing we need is more negative influence that will go ahead and just pull the plug. Okay, and like I always say in closing, we are better together than we are apart. Let's make our community great again. Alright, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of the Player Pro Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I do bid y'all adieu.